You guys, when I saw the inside of these palettes, I literally gasped. My jaw hit the floor. So beautiful. So I had to get my hands on them and play with them. So if you guys are interested in seeing two looks, hearing my first impression thoughts, then just keep watching. If you guys are new to my channel, welcome. My name is Karen Harris. I like to film tan girl friendly makeup videos here on YouTube. I do post quite often, so highly recommend subscribing, turning on that bell so you're notified every time I post, and without further blabbering, let's get into it. Okay, so if you watch my channel for some time now, you know I'm a big fan of Ensley eyeshadow palettes. I think they have such interesting color stories. So when I saw their sneak peeks of their new collection, I was like, oh my gosh, I just can't wait to get my hands on these palettes. So I did get them and I'm so excited to show them to you guys. I do have swatches and close-ups as well. Now this is a whole collection of things. We've got blushes, we've got eyeshadow, we've got pigments, we've got single shadows, the whole works. And I just grabbed the eyeshadow palettes because I love the eyeshadow palettes the most, and I just don't get a ton of use out of singles and pigments and things like that. But they do have a whole bundle of the entire collection, the Flutter and Flourish full collection, for $2.80. So you'll get the palettes, you will get the 4 chromatic pressed singles, 6 moon dust, 2 blushes, and then 2 lip glosses as well. So let me just go ahead and read a little bit about everything in this collection. It says, unlock a world of enchantment with the Flutter and Flourish collection, exclusively from Ensley. This comprehensive set brings together our most magical creations designed to inspire and transform your makeup routine, featuring the ethereal Flutter palette and the vibrant Flourish palette, along with complementary chromatic singles, luxurious moon dust velvety blushes, and transformative lip glosses. This bundle is your ticket to a realm where beauty knows no bounds. Flutter is a dive into a spectrum of muted earth tones, softened pastels, and airy neutrals, perfect for creating subtle yet powerful expressions. Flourish is the embrace of boldness with vibrant pink, radiant yellows, electric greens, and fiery oranges, ideal for eye-catching, vivid looks. If you're interested, the products are all available on the Ensley website. The only thing that's sold out is the palette bundle. So you can order the palettes separately currently. Like if you only want one, you're gonna end up spending $5 extra because the bundle is a little bit cheaper. So there's a bundle with both palettes for $100, and regularly that's $105. So those are available for pre-order. It's about 3 to 5 weeks on that. Actually, on the Ensley site, it does say that pre-orders will start shipping between the 20th of August and September 3rd. So if they can ship sooner, they will. But I feel like that's a pretty short wait time. I feel like sometimes pre-orders take so long. So that is nice, but I do have 2 looks filmed, so let's go ahead and roll into the look with the Flourish palette. Okay, so I'm gonna do a look with the Flourish palette, and I did go ahead and grab a bunch of different eye bases because I keep hearing the key to a solid neon look is to use a good base. So I have some options. I'm trying to decide what kind of color story I want to go with because I love the neon pink in here, but you guys know I'm also a sucker for green tones. This shade is stunning. So we've got a few different options. I guess I could also do maybe like an orange and a pink situation. That could be really pretty too. Okay, I think I've decided I'm gonna do a pink look. So I'm gonna start off with this NYX eye base. Now I already have the Sigma Ignite eyeshadow primer on my eyes. Maybe I shouldn't have used that first, but I hadn't really made up my mind about which palette I was going to use, so I'm going on with technically like a face and body kind of paint from NYX is what this is, I believe. It's not really an eye base, even though I called it that. It's an eye paint, sorry, okay. I guess that counts, right? So again, probably could have used a brighter shade of pink, but I don't think I have anything other than the DD ones, and I don't know where those ones are right now, so I went with the NYX one. Plus, it's fun to try different ones out with different looks. So It's very much like a hint of pink, but hopefully it'll help with the situation and make everything look really vibrant. I did squeeze in a little bit of time to clean some brushes, so I do have a few clean ones, but I'm gonna go in with Pink Paradise, which is this beautiful hot pink shade, and I think that's gonna be the main matte shade kind of all over my crease, and I'll probably just put a little bit on the lid too, just to kind of give it some pigmentation. And I'm trying really hard to just kind of press the shadow in to my crease instead of blending. That's also another thing I've heard when it comes to neons, is to try and just press it in and lightly blend. And you guys know I'm super into blending my eyeshadows, so I gotta try to be better about not being super duper into blending it, because I think it just kind of disappears when you blend it too much. But I think the base is working because it's definitely helping the shadow stick to my eyelid. Another thing I've heard with neons is to not put too many shades on top of each other. So I have a feeling that this might just be a really bright pink look with a beautiful shimmer shade on top, and I think that would look stunning. I've been trying eyeshadow palettes for a long time, and I feel very basic about doing a neon look because I just am not very good at doing like the fancy cut creases and stuff like that. But I still think that I'm going to be able to make a really pretty look come alive with this palette. Okay, so I think I have the bright neon shade kind of everywhere I wanted it to go. So for shimmer, I think I'm going to go into Nectar. It's really pretty. I mean, every shimmer in this palette is stunning, so you can't go wrong with which one you pick. But I think since this is a pink base, I think a fun pink shadow would be beautiful. And then I wasn't going to use the brown. I might not. We'll see. I don't know if it'll give the look a little bit of depth that it needs, or I might use this purple shade. We'll see how it goes. Okay, so I've never used my NYX glitter glue with an Ensley Rain palette, but I thought why not try it out and see, because I have been doing that with the more shimmery palettes. So I'm gonna go ahead and apply some with this disposable eyeshadow applicator that I got on Amazon. I have been mentioning that this is just such a great hack if you don't want to like wreck your brushes with glitter glue. It's a nice way to apply it. I guess you can use your fingers, but I literally, I don't know, I'm a texture person and I don't love the idea of something sticky on my fingers, so I'm just going to use that. It sounds so unnecessarily high maintenance when I say it out loud. I'm going to take this big flat brush from Sigma and Makeup Shayla, and I'm just going to pack that shade on all over the lid. It's so subtle, but it's so pretty. It's got like a purpley sparkle in it as well. Cute. Maybe I should use Dahlia Magic. It's the first shade on the second row. I think this first shade in the first row is a little bit more of an iridescent, so it doesn't have like a base to it. Yeah, there's Dahlia is like a pink, so I guess I ended up mixing the two shadows onto the lid, which I don't always love to do, but honestly, kind of create your own shades by mixing two shades together as well. So it still looks quite subtle, but I think that's because it's all in like that hot pink family, which is fine. And then I'm going to take a little bit of Thistle, which is this pretty purpley shadow, and I'm going to go into the outer corner and just kind of like run it a little bit on there. I don't think it's like contrasty enough with that hot pink to make a difference, but I'm gonna try and stay away from the brown. I feel like if I put that browny purpley shade on there, it'll just start muddying things up. So I'm gonna leave it like that. I'm gonna put something in the waterline and then finish the lower lash line quick. Okay, so I used the shade Camu Camu in the waterline because I think I'm gonna do the green in the waterline just for funsies. I'm gonna take this little pencil brush and I'm gonna go into this eyeliner from Melt, and I'm just gonna place it like right on the waterline as well, where I would put the neon down. And I'm just using this as an eye base because, again, I just want to get the neon to pop, so I should have used maybe the eye pencil too, but I thought since this might be a little stickier, it might help the shade grip to my lower lash line, so I'm going to use that as the eyeshadow base. I do have these Denona Color Fix products as well, so yeah, I just need to remind myself to use this stuff more often. So I'm going to take this little brush from What's Up Beauty and I'm just pressing it on to the Milk Gel Liner, and I think it is really kind of helping get the eyeshadow on the lower lash line to be nice and pigmented. And then for the inner corner, I'm going to go into the shade called Buttercup Bliss. And I'm just going to pick that up on the same brush, give it a spray, and we'll just put it like right here. Oh, that is so pretty. It's like a yellow with like a ton of sparkle to it, and it's picking up on that pink. So it's just wow. It's just wow. It's just the most wow. You know, I used the Tarte concealer today, the new creamy one they came out with, and I feel like it's hardly doing anything on my under eyes. But anyway, that's a story for another day. I'm gonna go ahead and finish up this look, and I'll be right back to show it to you. Okay, so here is the finished look with the Flourish palette. Definitely vote for your favorite look in the comments. I love when you guys do that. Now let's go over what else is on my face today really quick in case you guys want to shop your stash and recreate this look. Now I am in the process of testing out the Sigma Skin Tint. This is my second time wearing it. So far I actually am pretty impressed with this, so definitely stay tuned for more thoughts as I continue to try this. I'm wearing the Patrick Ta highlighter. This is in the shade Daddy. I forgot about this for a while, so I did reach for it because it has a really pretty like sheen to it, and I think it goes well with this look. I really like this formula as well. I only used the powder formula because I felt like I was looking super glowy, so I didn't want to add more cream. For my concealer today, I'm wearing this Tarte Creaseless Creamy Concealer, and I think I bought a shade too light. This is 35N medium, and I also feel like I prefer the coverage of the new Denona concealer, so the jury's still out about this one for me. For bronzer, I'm wearing the Jaclyn Top Down bronzer, and for blush, I'm wearing the shade She's Cute from ColourPop. This was my first time trying the liquid blush. I've had this one for a while, but I haven't been filming as much this month, so I finally got to try it out, and I do have a little reel with my thoughts. But it is a nice blush, very pigmented, but it blended out gorgeously, and so I'm super happy with it. Last but not least, my lip shade. This is such a random find, but I was going through my decluttered lipsticks and I found by Beauty Harissa, and I was like, oh, that's such a pretty nude. I don't want to declutter it, so I did grab it. It's been sitting on my filming desk for quite some time, and I finally got a chance to use it today, and it's still so creamy. I'm so shocked. I really need a lipstick collaboration because I want to come out with a shade like this for my skin tone. I think this is like the perfect nude. It's like a little bit terracotta, a little bit brown. This formula is amazing. I believe the brand no longer exists. They do have like lip stores where you can go make your own lip shades, but by Beauty Harissa, this is a legend. So glad I decided to dig this back out of my declutter pile, but that is it for the look with the Flourish palette. Now let's get into a look with the Flutter palette. Okay, so I'm gonna film with the Flutter palette today. I'm so excited. I feel like I thought I was gonna enjoy the Flourish palette the most, but I was kind of into how different the Flutter palette is. So I have like a grungy look in mind, so we're just gonna get into it. I'm gonna start off with this shade called Echo, and I'm gonna put that on my outer corner, and we'll just kind of go from there. Okay, I'm gonna go into the shade Serenity, and we're gonna put that on the inner part of the lid and just kind of blend. Okay, so I like how the mattes are looking. Now it's time for the shimmer shade. I think I'm going to go in with Golden Hour. It's a really pretty kind of like seafoam grungy shade, and I think it'll look beautiful all over the lids. Okay, so I've been really enjoying this big fat like paddle brush, so I'm going to pick it up on there And we're gonna give it a nice spray. And I'm just gonna, oh, that's so pretty. This is so beautiful. It's like the most just like gentle shimmery shade. I feel like a very like the ones on the covers of these palettes. I think I could probably amp it up a little bit if I use my finger, but I'm kind of here for like the subtle vibe, and I want to take that shade Echo and I'm just gonna deepen up the outer portion a little bit. I was gonna do 2 looks, but I think I might do a 3rd look with the 2 palettes combined. So I think that might be a 3rd look in this video. I was only gonna do 2, but I think I might do a 3rd because I have a really good idea for another look. Anyways, this is pretty much done. I'm just gonna line the waterline, finish up the lower lash line, throw on the rest of my makeup, and I'll be right back to show you guys the finished look. Okay, here is the finished look. I will link these earrings down below for you guys. I think they're so cute. They're not heavy and I love them. So hopefully if you guys are interested, you can get your hands on them as well. Now let me tell you really quick what else is on my face today in case you want to recreate this look. I have on the Sigma Skin Tint. I've actually really been enjoying this. I've worn this quite a few times now and it's a great skin tint. I feel like it has a really nice finish to it. I would say it's like medium coverage. I think it looks very much like a skin tint, but when I use my concealer with it, it really makes my skin look lovely. The concealer I have on today is one of my favorites. This is the Yummy Skin Lift and Flex Concealer from Denona and I have it in the shade 10. I also used 2 powders on my face today. So I used the One Size powder for under the eyes and the Rare Beauty powder for setting my whole face. And as far as my bronzer, I used the Say bronzer. I feel like I'm not going to be able to do my makeup without a liquid bronzer anymore because I'm so used to using this as my first bronzer and then layering a powder on top because it just makes it look more pigmented. So this is the deep bronzer shade from Physicians Formula, just a good old drugstore bronzer. And for blush today, I'm wearing a combination of 2. This is so ridiculous, but I have on both of these blushes from Nabla in the shade Satisfaction and Endorphin. Satisfaction was not very pigmented, so I did add a slight bit of Endorphin just to amp it up a little bit. I did film a little reel with this, so you'll see that on my Instagram. And then for highlighter today, I have on the Lunar Beauty highlighter from the Moonshroom collection. I just kind of mix these 2 together. These are very over-the-top highlighters, so they're definitely not for the faint of heart. And then the lip combo today is a new one as well. This is the e.l.f. lip liner and the Kulfi lip oil stain. It has a really long name. It's a Lassie lip oil from Kulfi in the shade Tamarind. I also filmed a reel about this one, so you should be able to find those on my Instagram. But that is it for the second look. I was only going to do 2 looks, but I think I have an idea for a 3rd look combining both of these palettes. So let's go ahead and get into look number 3. Okay, I'm going to film the final look with the Flourish and Flutter palettes today. I have something in mind, so let's go ahead and see if it turns out as I expect it to do. So I'm going to grab this blending brush from Sigma and I'm going to go into the shade called Caligna, I think it is. It's like a dark eggplant shade, and of course I want it to be the outer corner shade of the look that I have in mind. I'm also going to go into the shade Echo from the Flutter palette, and I'm just going to build that on top of the shade I just used. Really deepen up this outer corner as much as I can. And then for the inner crease, I'm going to use the shade called Thistle. It's like a really pretty lilac shade, and I'm going to like stamp it into the crease. I want it to be as vibrant as possible. Everybody in my house is napping, so I'm trying to talk quietly. Okay, I'll bump up the outer corner a little bit more, but now for the lid shade, I kind of want to use, let me see, maybe this one called Pixie Petal. It's like a really pretty multi-chrome shade, and I think it'll look really pretty all over the lid. So I'm kind of just going for a fun purpley look. I saw some cool tones in the Flutter palette and some warm tones in the Flourish palette, so I thought they would pair really nicely together for an eye look. And of course, you guys know I've been loving these big, fluffy brushes for the lid, so I picked up a bunch of the shimmer shade, and I'm going to give it a nice spray, and I'm going to put that all over the lid. Oh, that's such a pretty color. I knew it would be. I think I have some new favorite Ensley Rain palettes. That is looking so nice. Okay, so I really like how that's looking. Now I'm going to take that blending brush and go into the shade in the Flourish palette, and I'm just going to bump up the outer corner a little bit. Okay, so now we're going to do the lower lash line, and I'm going to throw on some mascara, some blush, highlighter, do everything, and I'll be right back to show you guys the finished look. Okay friends, so here is the third look combining the Flutter and Flourish palettes. So as always, let me know which one is your favorite. If you like the first look, leave me a pink heart. If you like the second look, leave me a gray heart. And if you like this look, definitely leave me a purple heart. If you like all of them, just comment the word all so I know that you really like all three of these looks. Now, in case you want to recreate it, let me go ahead and tell you what else is on my face today. So I feel like I've been on a bit of a highlighter rut, and I reached for the Moonshroom highlighter palette, and I decided to use it in today's look as well. I went with the pink shade because I thought it would pair really well with the colors on my eyes, so that is the highlight I have on today. I also got the most amazing PR package from Rare Beauty. I feel like they always send some really cool stuff. So they send me all of their lipsticks. These are the Kind Words Rouge lipsticks, and I actually had 4 shades in my collection already. So I took out the shades that I already own, and I put those in my August giveaway box, and then the rest of them that I don't have already, I decided to keep. And they sent me this really cute fanny pack, which I cannot wait to break into. But the lip combo I have on today is a combination of a few different brands. So I have this e.l.f. lip liner on. I love these lip liners. They're so affordable and so creamy, so those are my fave. And then I paired it with the shade Gifted from Rare Beauty. This is a really pretty brown nude, so I'm super duper happy to have that. And I decided to apply a gloss, so I grabbed the first one I saw, which was from the Golden collection from Natasha Denona. I feel like I haven't worn this a ton. Definitely very tingly when you first put it on. I was like, oh my gosh, this is not that comfortable. I would give this like a 5 out of 10 as far as comfort goes. It's not like completely horrible. It's definitely manageable, but I don't really like tingly, plumping lips, so I wish she had just made that a lip oil or a lip gloss instead of like a plumping lip. But you know, I don't think Natasha cares what I think, but I'm just letting you guys know that that's an easy skip if you have been contemplating it and you don't like plumping lip products. I just feel like there's a lot better just regular glosses out there, so you don't need to get this one if you are looking for a nice juicy clear gloss. Now for my base today, I have on the Urban Decay Face Bond foundation. Haven't used this in a while, so I thought I'd pull it out. And the Say concealer. I of course have on my Say liquid bronzer, and then I topped it with the Physicians Formula bronzer in the shade Deep Bronze. And since this look was purpley pink, I decided to go in with my NYX Buttermelt blush in the shade All the Butter. And I have recently discovered this purple shade, so yeah, I thought it would be fun to pair with this look. So that is everything on my face today. Now let's go ahead and review the Flourish and Flutter palettes. So this is my third look and I decided to combine the palettes. These do retail for $50 as well as $55, and you can get a bundle for $100. The bundle is currently on pre-order, so it is $100 for 2 palettes, which is quite pricey. I mean, that is quite high end. Now the nice thing about these is you don't have to buy both palettes if only one of the color stories intrigues you. I do love that they decided to do 2 smaller palettes. All of these palettes have beautiful multi-chromes that are so very special, and the mattes are really nice too. So I think they did such a good job with curating these color stories. I feel like these are so innovative and fun. We've got a more neutral version and then this fun colorful version, so there's a little bit for everyone. I really enjoy Ensley Rain, and it's been so fun to see this collection come together. Now, like I said in the intro, I bought these 2 palettes. There is a huge collection that you can also score on their website that includes beautiful glosses, single shadows, they've got pigments, they've got blushes, and the 2 palettes. So if you really want to splurge, that could be an option for you guys. The blush shades do look beautiful. I'm not familiar with their blush formula, so I decided, since I am trying not to buy every single thing under the sun, to just go for the eyeshadow palettes, because that's my favorite thing that Ensley Rain makes. But it is a beautiful curated collection, and I just really love how this brand puts things together, and they really have such unique perspectives when it comes to color stories. I don't feel like there's a lot of other brands out there that have these types of unique color stories, as well as a really good formula. I like the mattes in this palette. They're buildable. Now you guys know with neons I always struggle, but I thought it was okay when I used the colorful base, so that could be an option for you as well. I just had so much fun with these 2 palettes, which is why I took the time to create 3 looks. I have been so behind on YouTube and just with all the palettes that I've recently acquired or have entered my collection, but I really wanted to take the time and play with these palettes so I could give you guys a thorough review of my thoughts on these. I personally think these 2 palettes are very fresh. Definitely not a flop. I would give these 10 out of 10. Some of my favorite palettes of 2024. I know I recently posted my 2024 eyeshadow palette favorites so far. So I went up to the month of July, went through all of the palettes I tried, and I mentioned all my favorites. I think these 2 palettes will very easily be in the top 10 for 2024. So looking forward to playing with them some more. Like I said, they have these palettes available individually on the Ensley Rain website right now. If you want to go ahead and save that $5, you can do the pre-order and get the bundle. That's what I did. I bought the bundle, and I also have an affiliate code with Ensley Rain. So if you'd like to support my channel, and if you're planning on buying the palettes anyway, you can use my discount code KHMAKEUP and you will save some money, and I will make a small commission that I can use to put back into my channel. So I'm super duper appreciative. This was a self-sponsored review. I just love this brand so much. So I'm super grateful that I was able to pick up the palettes thanks to you guys. So I hope this video was helpful. Let me know if you have any questions or anything I missed down below in the comments. I'd be happy to help you guys out if I possibly can. Also, I do have my August monthly giveaway started, so go ahead and enter. The link is in the description box. Thank you so much for hanging with me. I will see you guys in another video very soon. Bye, friends!